So, the threads are starting to come together a little bit more. This was a crazy volume of Attack on Titan. So much happened in this volume, and it was all just basically one scene, one gigantic chase sequence, but it just, things kept unraveling more and more and more as it went through this volume, and I was kind of like, just trying to take it all in, you know, because there's so much happening all at once and so many characters and so many different interactions that are going on, but it's all this one gigantic event. And even Captain Irwin says that this is a moment, I love what he says, I can't remember the quote exactly, but it was like, this is a moment that will change the fate of mankind. This will determine the fate of mankind moving forward, because there's this moment where, you know, all the Titans are kind of running towards them, and they, any normal circumstance they would retreat, right? But Irwin is like, no, listen, this is different. This is one of those turning points in history, in war, and we have to go and rescue Eren. We have to win this battle. As bleak as it seems, as dire as it seems, because, you know, if we all die, then that's the end of the human race anyways if we fail. So that was a crazy intense moment. So you have Reiner and Bertolt, who are trying to get Eren and Ymir back to wherever their home base is, or wherever it is. I'm not sure. We still haven't gotten there. We still haven't gotten to, you know, who they could be working for or taking orders from. It's probably Eren's dad, but that's just, we haven't really gotten there yet. And Ymir wants to just protect the girl Krista, who of course knows the secrets of the Wallist, or the Wall Elites, or something like that they're called. There's some kind of hidden secret as to why the Wall is made out of Titans themselves, and this girl could supposedly hold the key to it, the secret to it, and Ymir is trying to keep herself out of trouble, or out of the fear of being killed herself, so it's kind of like a bargaining chip in a way. And so she's grabbing Krista and transforms into a Titan too, along with Reiner, who transforms, and they're just kind of heading, they're booking it as fast as they can. The Survey Corps are on their tail, and they're just trying to get the hell out of there. Some great moments happen where, of course, my girl Mikasa, still the best character in the entire manga, by the way. Mikasa shows up, and she's just taking no shit. I love how she's just determined to kill Ymir right here, then and there. Like, she doesn't care about the explanation. She doesn't care about, oh, Krista likes her because of this, yada yada. It's like, look, who are you trying to save right now? Fucking Eren or Ymir, because I'm making a choice if you don't make a fucking choice. So, of course she doesn't say it in that kind of vulgar language, although I feel like she should. I feel like if any character can get away with cussing a lot, it could be Mikasa. I just love her so much. I love her determination. I love her loyalty. I love just her battle tactics. Just everything about her. And she has a great moment in this manga too, which I'll save the Eren thing for the end. So let's see, what else happened? So there's that, and then there's Irwin, the commander. A lot of people in the comments, subscribers and whatnot, have been telling me, you know, why don't you talk about Commander Irwin that much in the reviews? And honestly, because though seems to be good at his job at being a commander and whatnot, or a leader in some way, he hasn't really made that much of an impression on me, just me personally. But now reading this volume, I can definitely see why people have an admiration for this character and want me to talk about him more, because this guy, like I said, first of all, he leads the charge. He gets everybody pumped up. He puts them in the right state of mind by saying that, look, this is a moment that will determine the fate of mankind, so we have to rush in right now, which I respect as a leader, because I really like the idea that they brought up in previous volumes where, like, Levi says, you know, leaders have to make choices and they have to make them fast. Doesn't necessarily mean that they are the right choice, but we don't have time to reflect on every possible outcome. We have to just make a choice and follow through with it. So, and that's something that we don't think about it. You know, people can criticize so much, but until you're put into that leadership position and until you have no time to think and you just have to make a decision, you know, you should really, like, put yourself in those shoes. You know, what would that mean? What would that mean for you? What would that mean for your followers, you know? Because you make the decision, and then your followers or your team or your soldiers, they have to take the blunt of your decision. So it's a very scary place to be in. So he makes that decision, and then he gets attacked. He gets his arm ripped off by a Titan and is still fighting and is still leading the charge during that because he knows how important of a moment this is. So I can definitely understand why people like his character a lot more now. It took me a while to kind of warm up to it. I mean, I was fine with him. I didn't dislike his character or anything, but reading this volume, I can understand. Now I understand his mindset more. I understand his determination. I understand why people love him as a character. So that was great. And hopefully he'll move forward, get a prosthetic arm or something like that. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe an arm cannon like Guts. Probably not. But that would be useful in this situation. So all of that was great. I really liked seeing that. The other characters also talking to Bertold and Reiner, you know, being like, what was all that a lie? You know, all of the training and everything like that they went through, all the nights that they spent together. And in the last volume, it's not touched on so much in this one because it's a very action-heavy volume, but in the last volume, they were talking about how Reiner and Bertold kind of have conflicting memories because they were undercover and infiltration for so long. They were pretending to be humans, or originally like, humans turned into Titans and then pretending to be human. Humans turned into Titans pretending to be humans. Yeah, something like that. And there's a heavy contradiction there that happens because of that. So it's interesting to see that play out. Again, we don't get too much of it here, but Bertold is, you know, trying to, he's having a very emotional time here. He's like thinking that, of course, you know, it meant something to me. Of course it wasn't a lie. Of course I liked you guys, but there was this first, and I have to follow through with whatever this is. And so he's having a very hard time dealing with this. Reiner, on the other hand, he was having a hard time in the last volume. This volume, he seems like he's pressing forward. He's doing as much as he can. He's just trying to follow through with the plan, the mission, get Eren back to wherever the hell that they're going. Maybe to a basement with Eren's dad. I just see it coming. And then we have, of course, the big moment that happens at the end of this volume where Mikasa manages to get Eren, which is great. She rescues him, takes him down, and then Eren and Mikasa are then face to face with the Titan from the original volume, Volume 1, the opening chapters, the Titan that devoured Eren's mom in front of his eyes, which was completely unexpected. With all of the other stuff that's happening in this volume, with all the other shit going down, with Ymir and Krista and Reiner and the captain, like I mentioned, all that stuff going down, I didn't figure that this Titan would show up right here and now. I figured at some point down the line we would see her again. Not that I think that Titan is important as a character, but just who knows, maybe she might turn out to be, but just the idea that Eren would encounter that specific Titan once again, I figured that would happen. But I didn't figure that it would happen right now. And the fact that it happened right now was just an insane moment for Eren because it put him back into that place. I mean, that was a very traumatic event, as you can imagine. So seeing it again, you know, really put him back into that place of like being a little kid and being frightened, even though he has these Titan powers and even though he's faced down, you know, worse threats at this point than her. He still kind of was regressed back to that state. And I love how it was Mikasa that was, you know, telling him that it was okay, and in a strange way, maybe even like okay that we made it this far, and then it all kind of comes full circle, and this same Titan that took out Eren's parents or his mom would come back, and then this would be it for them. Now I don't think Mikasa was, you know, 100% like, okay, I'm gonna die in this moment, but the way she was talking to Eren, I think it was also because of seeing that Titan, that specific Titan, and I think it was just a way of, gosh, I don't know, like not calming him down, but just letting him know that like, thank you for what you've done for me. Like I see, you know, she sees his fear, she sees him, she understands him, you know, she understands him better than anybody else. And being able to say that, being able to say thank you, you know, in that moment where they could possibly die, made Eren, you know, bam, snap back into kill Titan mode, which is his favorite mode to be in. And how he protected Mikasa once before when they were kids, when, you know, her parents were being attacked and everything. And I think seeing Mikasa in a vulnerable state, which doesn't happen too often, I think that might have shifted Eren again to becoming a different type of person than he was, because seeing the Titan originally kind of makes him regress, makes him feel that fear that he felt when he was a kid, and then just the same, seeing Mikasa in a more vulnerable state makes him feel as he did in that moment where he protected her when they were kids. And so it kind of transitioned him into protector mode once more. So then, he stands up, and we have this crazy moment, which actually fills in a lot of gaps, where Eren is making a motion to attack the Titan without transforming, and then all of a sudden, all of the horde of Titans run towards this one specific one and start ripping her apart. And so now it makes more sense as to why there are Titans that are like people in like big flesh Gundam suits, and there are Titans that just kind of ravenously attack, which I'm sure are also people. But why are some of them more intelligent and then some of them just are like zombies on a gigantic scale? Well, this kind of shows why. Apparently there's something that happens with people that can get turned into Titans that have an extra ability to where it's kind of like a hive mind, where you can think of a specific idea or purpose you want to fulfill, and then the Titans are like worker bees or worker ants, and then they'll go to do that purpose. So this makes more sense as to why, hordes of Titans attack at specific times or in specific areas. If you can change a bunch of people and then have someone like an Eren, or probably like the furry Titan. I'm gonna call it the furry Titan, I don't care what you say. just to piss people off. If that you could have that intelligence in yourself and then send out a command to the hive. And so that's what I think is happening, and Eren has unlocked this ability, whether that has something to do with the specific Titan juice that he was injected with, or whether it's just an ability that comes within a heightened state of emotion. Maybe it's something you can unlock. I'm not really sure, but he was able to do that. So he was able to send the Titans out towards that one, and then towards Reiner himself, which was just crazy. And that also adds a huge benefit to humankind, with Eren fighting with humans. If he can send out legions of Titans or shift their purpose, if a horde is coming towards them and he can kind of like send out an order in a way and then send them away, that would be a huge benefit to the series. You could have your own army of Titans against the Titans, which would just be crazy. So that might be where the series is going in a way. So Eren unlocks this ability. What else happens? They do manage to get Krista back, so I'm sure they're still going to be questioning for her, wanting to know about the walls and the Wallace and everything. And then the final thing that happens is Ymir does decide to go back with Reiner and Bertolt anyways, and she does this out of compassion for them, which I thought was interesting, because this whole time it's not like she was captive, but she hasn't really picked a side. She was kind of like either with the Survey Corps or with Reiner and Bertolt. The Titans, she couldn't really pick a side. All she cared about was Krista, and Krista is safe, so she kind of decides that, well, I'll give Reiner and Bertolt a hand, and I'll hand myself over so that they're not empty-handed, and so they won't be punished too. I think that's what she was getting at. So we'll see what happens with that. They're supposed to take her somewhere, and we'll see what happens, and it's going to be crazy. And yeah, so like I said, a lot happens in this volume. At least Eren is back, so I'm sure there'll be some regrouping on both sides. They have Eren back. The commander, like I said, he's lost his arm, but he's still there. Oh, I forgot to talk about Haynes. He died. Hans or Haynes. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He was in the first volume too, and he thought he was going to have his moment to redeem himself, but he didn't. So that sucks. Sucks for that guy. I liked him in the first volume, and then he kind of disappeared for a while, and then now he's back, and now he's gone. So that sucks. R.I.P., man. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this volume of Attack on Titan, Volume 12. It was crazy. So much happened. The series is ramping up. Every volume seems to be getting better and better. So this is good news, considering I've still got quite a few more to get through. So let me know what you think of this portion of the story. Put your comments down below. Try to avoid spoilers if you can. Other than that, guys, please like the video, comment. Interaction with the video helps it be seen in the algorithm more, so any comments, any likes helps the video be seen. Other than that, subscribe if you want to stick around and see some more reviews. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.